TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
A Minnesota school district is taking steps to prevent tragedies in their region.
Stephen Argyle wants to be proactive instead of reactive when it comes to school shootings and hoped a national speaker had the answers. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly has our story.
Phil Chalmers has studied teen killers and school shooters for decades, and now he speaks to crowds of people across the nation.
My goal is to educate the community so they know how to profile a killer and they could spot a teen killer school shooter before they strike.
Chalmers, who is from Florida, says there are warning signs and things that can be done to prevent these tragedies from happening in our communities and schools.
A small rural town usually thinks these kind of things will never happen here. And so it's kind of a nice thing just to get people more aware of their surroundings and it really make them aware that we have to get out of denial that it can happen anywhere.
He says he hopes people take two things away from his discussion. Killers don't look like killers. They can be anyone, and parents need to get more involved in their kids' lives.
The things that their kids could stumble into today, the social media, the apps and stuff like that can be very dangerous. So, we want parents to be more engaged.
School Superintendent Chris Mills challenges the parents, students, and community members to continue on after this presentation and focus on being proactive and paying attention to mental health.
When we think about safety and security, we automatically think about locked doors and we think about lockdown procedures and those types of things. And I think we really got to focus more on our own kids and where their mental health is, where their wellness is across the board.
Mills says he hopes the community walks away with insight that can benefit their town.
I think it's important to address some of those uncomfortable issues in order to get to the point we want to be, and that's make our kids feel safe, make our staff feel safe, because we're going to be proactively dealing with mental health issues.
In Stephen, Minnesota, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
To hear more about tonight's presentation, we have a link on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com.
A nasty fire destroyed a semi in West Fargo tonight. The call came in just before 7 at 714 12th Avenue Northwest. It happened right across from West Fargo Public Works. Crews found the Kenworth tractor ablaze. It was next to other semis and a shed. There was light damage to a semi behind the Kenworth. No one was hurt.
A Clearwater County, Minnesota Sheriff's deputy has been arrested. Authorities say 31-year-old Neil Dolan of Shevlin, Minnesota, is in jail on probable cause criminal sexual conduct and solicitation of children to engage in sexual conduct, communication of sexually explicit materials to children. More information on this case is expected tomorrow.
A man is behind bars as Crookston police investigate a sexual assault. Ethan Roy Bosch was arrested and charged with criminal sexual conduct. Investigators say the alleged assault took place in Central Park this afternoon. They also say the victim, who was taken to a hospital, and Bosch knew each other.
Moorhead police are asking for your help locating 38-year-old John Kroll. He's up on your screen right now. He's wanted for an open warrant for probation violation for fleeing in a motor vehicle. If you have any information about his whereabouts, call law enforcement.
A reward is now being offered surrounding the death of Olivia Lone Bear on the Fort Berthold Reservation in North Dakota. The FBI is offering $10,000 for, quote, actionable information that leads to the identification of those responsible for Lone Bear's disappearance. Lone Bear disappeared on October 27, 2017. Her remains were found in a truck in Lake Sakakawea on July 31, 2018. Her cause of death was ruled to be undetermined.
A bill aimed at improving reporting and response to missing and murdered Native Americans moved to the floor of the U.S. Senate today. Savannah's Act is named after North Dakotan Savannah Greywind, who was murdered in 2017. The bill would require the Departments of Justice and Interior to collaborate with Indian tribes to develop law enforcement guidelines on such cases.
Hubbard County authorities are asking for your help finding a stolen car. It is a maroon two-door 1964 Chevy Impala with unknown license plates. The passenger side Impala emblem is spelled wrong. If you have any information, call law enforcement.
A local brewery reached out to our whistleblower hotline after they say a text scam is trying to take advantage of their recent national recognition. Fargo Brewing Company says after their labels with adorable pups from For Love of Dogs went viral, scammers pretended to be them. They claimed that if you ordered a dog decal and filled out a bank information, you'd get $500 a week from the brewery.
It's just kind of gross and frustrating and hurtful that you're trying to do good in the world, in the community, and there's somebody there to take advantage of it.
Hill adds that the scammers also made a fake website, but says that that's been taken down. It reminds you that any kind of promotion that they will run will be found easily on their website and social media pages.
Scams come in many shapes and forms and even change throughout the year, including the holiday season. The FTC has a Pass It On campaign aimed to get you and your family talking about scams, what to look out for, and how you can protect yourself and others. The Pass It On campaign has materials to get you talking about scams, and you can find those in the lobby of the Fargo Police Department.
Brian Schultz says it's time to step down as general manager for the Red River Valley Fair Association. He told us tonight he's resigning after 12 years, adding that he thinks now is the time to do something else. Schultz says that when he started as general manager, the fair was in debt. It wasn't a safe place to work. He says it's come so far, he's expecting that will continue.
It doesn't take long before the weather around here can change the landscape, and today in the Northern Valley, it returned to a wintry look.
Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie was there, and she joins us now in South Fargo with an update on travel conditions up and down the valley. She joins us now. Courtney?
Mike, Andrea, we got back to Fargo about 2 hours ago. It was tough getting here from Grand Forks. The icy roads and the low visibility added about 40 minutes onto our drive. It started snowing up north at about 3 o'clock, and Hutch tells us that that is not going to be going away anytime soon. So if for some reason you do have to go somewhere, troopers recommend taking a look at a DOT traveler's information map. What you're going to see is a lot of snow-packed roads out west of Grand Forks near Devil's Lake and Larimore. You're going to see a lot more of the same thing from Grand Forks up north to the Canadian border. But that's not the case for right here in Fargo. It's wet outside and we're starting to see some flakes, but that's not slowing traffic down at all on South University. And the good news is that Hutch tells us we're not going to be seeing any kind of a snowfall like we're seeing in the Northern Valley here in Fargo tonight. Reporting live in Fargo, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
Thanks, Courtney. And remember to check in with the Valley today for updates tomorrow morning.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
All right, we got some of that cold November rain here in the Southern Valley for much of the day, while our neighbors up to the north got more of the shovel trouble heading into the day. Here is a look at the Hallock area. Take a look at this tree coated with ice and very wet snow. Thanks so much, Priscilla, for uploading your photo at valleynewslive.com. A lot of reports of 3 to 5 inches of snow in that Devil's Lake Basin. As we mentioned earlier, we showed you some reports earlier. This report in from the Edinburgh area, Andrew, and that looks like an 8-inch total. So some isolated places with 7 to 9 inches. And in northwest portions of North Dakota, a foot of snow along the international border today. Hey, there is a wintry scene once again. This is Lawton, and thank you for sharing your photo of the ankle-deep snow there. Here's what's left of our warnings and advisories. The wintry weather is heading toward the Arrowhead of Minnesota, but it's still wrapping up in the Roseau County area, Lake of the Woods area, as well as the Red Lakes area in Beltrami County. Here is where the heaviest snow is as we look out towards the Lake Superior area, and we still have some trailing snow showers here in the FM area in southeast North Dakota. But you can see this is not really that impressive on the radar scan. Where we see the dark blues here, South Fargo in towards Osgood. A little bit larger flakes of snow likely there, but things starting to dry up out to the west. Clearwater County, Bagley, continuing to see snow, as is Mahnomen and Nadawash. From Bemidji all the way north into the Waskish area, things are still pretty wintry. And then this is a closer look at Duluth, which can tend to get icy with all of the elevated terrain around there. Snow focused in the Iron Range, where things are a little bit more elevated. These look at some of our DOT cams from around the region. There is your Beltrami County view in Waskish, limited there. Leads with fresh coats of snow on the roads there. Mahnomen, a few sideways flakes blowing through. A little bit of wind with this snow, but not an abundant amount. Here's a look at visibilities. It is reduced in Langdon. And look at things out in central portions of Minnesota, under 5 miles in places. So it could be worse. As things are drying out, we're cooling off as well in the Devil's Lake Basin. Temperatures are in the low 20s there for Devil's Lake, for Langdon, for Cavalier as well. 25 this hour, your temperature in Grand Forks. And right now we have 30 for Valley City, Gwinner at 32, and mid-30s still as we hold on to temperatures warm enough for rain in the areas south of Interstate 94. Hour-by-hour forecast shows this band of snow as we go through the evening hours here into the early overnight, really pushing out to the east and dissipating. The wind will remain fairly strong at 15 to 25 miles per hour, and farther to the south where you see the green arrows, maybe even a few gusts upwards of 30 miles per hour. But remember, no snow fell down there, so we don't have too much to worry about with regards to drifting or anything. What we do have to be worried about is first thing in the morning, it's going to be chilly and wind chilly, with temperatures in the teens to get out the door on your Thursday morning for most areas. Now, as we go through the early hours of our day, we'll see increasing sunshine out to the west, a few clouds out to the east. It looks dry. We'll have a northwest wind, which means we're going to be cold. It's going to be a chilly Thursday. The colors you see back here are contours of temperature, and where it's pink or white, it's mighty chilly. Where there's some blues, it warms up a pinch, but not to above freezing. So it's going to be a cold Thursday. It'll be a breezy Thursday, and any snow of significance tonight heading toward the Lake Superior area. Tomorrow, temperatures falling in the morning. North winds 15 to 25 miles per hour, 17 to start your day, ramping it up to almost 30 degrees. The good news is the wind starts dying down late, and we will see some sunshine across our region with temperatures in the teens in northern Minnesota and 20s elsewhere to near 30 at the South Dakota border. Another great shot, this one shared by Tom in Grand Forks of the Bridge. Here's your planning forecast. It gets better. Friday, 36 degrees, sunny and beautiful on Saturday and Sunday. Next week, as we head towards Thanksgiving, we're eyeballing a regional system that'll impact regional travel, but for us, we're looking pretty fair.
I'll say.
Yeah,
Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
What would you do if you saw someone fall through the ice on a lake or river? Minnesota's DNR says if possible, call 911, then shout encouragement. Reassure the person that help is on the way. If you're wearing a life jacket and you have ice picks and you can safely reach the victim, extend something like a rope or jumper cables to them. And here's what you shouldn't do. Don't run to the edge of the hole in the ice because this only adds to the number of victims in the water.
Up next on Valley News Live 10 at 10, a prank that's blowing up on social media involving a contraceptive.